Hello everyone, this is Aram here, and today I have this restaurant project. I have done this by using HTML5 and CSS3, and by using media queries it's a responsive web page for a restaurant. You guys can see there is a nice hamburger menu and a button which is behaving like a pulse, and this hero image, and then I have this about us section, and all these effects I have achieved by using CSS, and then I have used some clip path here within this section and a button by using some CSS effects here, and then I have some social icons, and all these social icons are also affected by CSS, and this dishes variation section, and then I have this card section here. Some main items are pointed here with a order now button and with this zooming effect, and all these things until now have done with CSS. But in the next section here within this main cuisine I have used a light box and you guys can see that it's a gallery. I have made it by having some jQuery, so it is working nice, and a very nice and short footer. And let me show you that it is responsive to all breakpoints. And first of all, let me show you the mobile responsiveness of this page or this site, so you guys can see that it is mobile responsive, and everything is stacked nicely. And here is what we have. So let's move into the coding section and start coding this elegant page or elegant site, whatever you name it. So let's move on. I'm using VS Code Editor. Those who are following me, they knew about it, and if you are new here, then let me tell you that I'm using Visual Studio Code Editor, and whatever code editor you like, you guys can go with that. I've already created a folder, and my folder name is Healthy Food, and I've got images from pexels.com, and I would like to give all the credits of the images to pexels.com photographers. Thank you. Then later on I'll tell you about this folder. You guys, I think you guys can see on my screen, but later on when we will move to this section I'll tell you about this. So let's start creating our files. Our first file would be index.html, and the second one would be main.css, and the third would be main.js, JavaScript. Okay, first of all, let me have a basic template of a HTML5 here, and for that I have Emmet extension, and I just got this basic template of HTML5, and here I'm going to change the title. I'm just saying it restaurant. Okay, here within this the head section I would like to first link my style sheet, so link related to style sheet, and the link is main.css. Then I would like to go with Google Fonts, and here I am going to use, there is a font, the font name is Balu Chetan 2, so let me search it here, Balu, and this one, okay, Balu Chetan 2. I'm going to use this font, and here I'm going to customize it. I want to use the regular and the bold one, and now I want to get this link. I'm copying the link and I'm pasting it within the head section of my index.html, and I would like to go with the font awesome icons because I have used font awesome icons here within my site. So these are the font awesome icons, so I would like to go with the CDN of font awesome icons. I'm not downloading it, I'm using CDN. If you guys want to download it, you guys can do that. And for getting a CDN or the download link, we have to submit our email and they will send us the further process. So you guys can do this on your own. I already have my code here with me, so I'm just going to copy the code and I'm going to paste it within the head section of my index.html. And here we have done with the main or the basic things, the basic attachments. So first of all, here I would like to go with the comments, and here I'm saying navbar, but I'm not going to code for the navbar first. I'm going to code for the header section. So I'm saying end of navbar, and here we go. And here I want to say that I want to have a comment for my header section, and I'm saying that here at the end of the header, okay. And here within these lines, comment lines, I'm going to write my code for my header section, and here we go. So I'm going to use the HTML5 header element. I'm assigning it a class, and the class is header. And then I would like to go with a div, and I'm assigning it a class. This would be hero for the hero image. And within this div, I would like to go with the h1, and I'm assigning it a class, and my class name is title. Okay, and within this title, I'm going to say food for health. I know it's not an attractive name, but for the video purposes I'm using this one. Okay, then I would like to go with a button here, and for that I'm using a anchor tag and the href. I'm not going to use any kind of link here. I'm just using the hash sign, and now I'm having a class here, and the class name is hero hero button. And then I want to have another class which is pulsate. Okay, and here I want to write book a table. Let's save it. I'm sure nothing happens there. Let me use my live server. And yes, we have only the title and the book a table link. Now let's move back to the editor, and here I'm going to my main.css. In main.css, first of all, I would like to select the universal selector asterisk, and here I'm saying margin. I'm not going to use the browser's margin for me, so I'm saying margin 0, padding would be 0, box sizing, border box, and then I want to go with the body selector, and here I'm going to get this specifying CSS the link of the font, and here is a CSS code for this, and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. The code the font name is Balu Chetan 2, and it is cursive. Like if somebody they don't have this font icon, not font icon, sorry, this font style. If somebody don't have a this font style in their system, then it will be replaced with the cursive. Okay, and then I want to say that there should be a line height, and it would be 1.5. okay, now I would like to go with the header section. So here I am writing the comment for my header section, and I'm saying end of header, and it is here, and header would be, I'm using the header class, and this header class would like to have a minimum height, main height, and the main height would be 100 view height. The main height is 100 view height. And the background, my background is very well lighted, so I'm going to use the linear gradient to avoid the light. So I'm using the linear gradient and I'm saying RGBA, and here I'm using some black type of linear over my image to hide the dark lightness of my image, and I'm going to say RGBA, and again 0, 0, 0, 0.4, and then I want to here, just for the visibility purposes, I just break this line, and here I'm going to say URL, and the URL of my image would be images, and it has hero image. So let's use some shorthand properties here, and I'm going to say the image should be in the center, and it should be covered, and it has not to be repeat itself, and it should be fixed. Okay, and I would like to go with the margin top. It would be auto. Okay, let me save it, and let's move back to the, let me close all these extra. Okay, this is our main page, our sample, and this is what we have. So we have the image, but we cannot see the title, and we can see the link here. Okay, so let's go and start working on the title. So for that, I'm just going to say that I'm going to select a hero class, and here I want to display it a flex, and the flex direction would be column, and justify content, and it will be center, and then alignment of the items would be center, and position absolute, and background attachment I want it to be fixed, and then width would be 100%, and the height would also be 100%. Okay, and let's save it, and let's see what have we done. Okay, we cannot see still because the link is too dark and over the dark image, and there is a link, a very not so good looking link. So let's move on and start styling this one too. And here I'm going to have a hero and dot title class, title, and within this hero dot title class I would like to have a white color for my title, and the font size of my title would be not size, it's a size, and it would be 50 pixels. And then I want to go with the hero button. Let's check this one first. Okay, so food for health is here. Now we have to work on this button, and here let's start working with the button. So dot hero dash button, my class was hero button, and here I want to display it inline block, and the text decoration, not wait a minute, text decoration would be none, and transform text, the transformation of the text would be text transform, and it would be uppercase. Padding would be 13 pixels and 20 pixels, 13 from top and bottom, 20 from left and right. Border radius, the border radius would be 200 pixels, and the font weight, there's something wrong here. Okay, yep, font weight would be bold. I want to have a background for my button, and the background would be orange, and the color of the text would be white. Cursor, pointer, and I'm sorry, okay, and then border. For this, the border would be 2 pixels solid, and color would be orange, and that's all. Not there, a moment please, here, okay. And I would like to go with the margin top of 10 pixels, margin top, and it would be 10 pixels. Let's save it, move on to the browser. Okay, it is looking nice. Now let's have to add some more effects and later. Let's give it the pulsation effect, and for that I'm saying hero button and hover. So when we hover over it, what happened at that time? First of all, let's say background, moment please, and okay, the background of my button would be, it will turn into white, and the text of the button will turn into orange, and there wouldn't be any border when I hover over it. So let's save it and check that what's going on here. So when I hover over it, it changes the color. The background is white and the text is orange, and there isn't any border. So let's give it the effect, and for the effect I'm going to call the pulsate class, and I'm using the animation property, and I'm saying pulsate for 3 seconds and ease in out, and then I want to have the animation iteration count, and this would be infinite. Like, I don't want it to stop, it would be unstoppable. And then I want to go with some opacity for this, and the opacity for this would be 3 seconds, and the color opacity color would be black, and we can change, but right now I'm just going with the black one. Okay, and now let's see, and I'll show you something else. Okay, there it is. It's not working as it has to be. Like here, if we can see, it is just appearing, it's just moving continuously, but here it's not. So we have to use the keyframes, and for this I'm going to use the keyframe at WebKit keyframes, and I'm going to have a class pulsate, and here I don't want to use the class, actually I just have to use the pulsate. Okay, and here I have to say that for 0%, it would, the opacity, not the spelling, the opacity would be 0.3, and for 50% it would, the opacity would be 1, opacity would be 1, and let me bring it here so it would be easy for you guys to see what's going on. And then for 100% it will be, the opacity would be 0.3. okay, so opacity would be 0.3. So let's save it, go on to the browser. Okay, you guys can see it is working. Let's refresh it in case if you didn't feel the effect, but it is working. Okay, so we have done with our header section. Now let's move on and start working. First of all, let's start working with the about us section. Okay, and later we will do with the navigation bar. So for the about us section, I would like to have some markup for the about section, and here in this index.html, let me remove this one, and let me say we have a comment here for my about us section. So it will be about us, and I'm copying it and I'm pasting it here, and I'm saying about end of about us. Okay, so need some room here. Okay, now I would like to go with the section element, and the ID of this section element would be about, and I would like to go with a div, and this div will not have any class or ID, and within this div I would like to go with the heading 2, and I'm assigning it a class, and this class name would be title text. Okay, and the title text would be about us. Let me say about us. Okay, and now within this section I'm going to have another division. I'm assigning it a class, and this time my class name is about center, and here let me have a comment here. I'm saying start of the article. Okay, and here I have to say end of the article, and within this I would like to code for the article, because I want to have these. Let me show you. I want to have all these sections or all these items within the articles, so that's why I'm using the article. Okay, so I'm going to say article, and the class of the article is about, and within this I want to go with the division, and this div have a class, and the class is about icon, and here I'm going to use font awesome icons. So I'm just breaking it to keep it within the screen to make it visible for you guys. So I'm just going to say have an I element, and I'm saying class, and here the class would be FESFA, and the first icon of mine would be a mug, and its code is mug hot. And here let me bring this div here now. Okay, and here I want to go with another division, and I'm assigning it a class, and this class would be about text, about text, about text, and within this I want to go with the h2 heading 2, and here I'm saying class and about subtitle, and within this I want to name it drinks, and then after I want to have a paragraph, and I'm assigning it a class, and this class name is about info. I'm going to have some dummy text, lorem ipsum. I'm going to use with 10 words, not more. And here, okay. And our first article is done. Now we have 5 more articles. So I would like to have 5 more articles. I'm going to copy this article and I'm going to paste it for 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now I have 6 articles here. Now I'm just going to change the icons and the subtitles. So here the second one would be utensils. So I'm saying utensils, and the title for the utensils would be, let me check what was the title. Healthy food. Despite using this, I want to go with healthy food. And then here, let me bring it down, and here I want to go with mortar and pestle. Mortar, yeah, and pestle. And then I want to have here organic food. And then in the next article here I want to go with the drumstick bite. So I'm just saying drumstick and bite, and the title would be white meat. And the third one, the third article of mine, I would like to go with the fish. It's not the third one actually, I think it's a fourth or fifth one. So here I'm saying fish, and here I should have a seafood. And then, yep, it was the fifth one, and now I'm going to have the last one, and the last one would be pepper hot. So PEPER, pepper hot, and the title of this would be hot and spicy. Hot and spicy. Let's save it, move on to the browser. Not this one. And here we have the main title and the subtitles and the icons. So let's move on to the browser, and first of all I would like to go with the global title. I want to style the title globally here. And why I'm styling it here, because whenever after this about us, I'm going with this food fusion and this mean cuisine, so I'm not going to style them again and again. So I'm going to use the global code for that, global style for that, and it is going to be applied on everything with this title text class. And the font size would be 40 pixels, and text alignment here, not overflow text alignment, it would be center. Let's save it and let's see if it's working or not. And yes, it is working. Oh, okay, so it is working. So you guys can see it is in the middle. Now let's move on to the editor and start styling the about us section. After my header section, I'm just going to remove this extra space, and here I'm going to have a comment for my about us section. And okay, and I would like to go with the end of about us, and within this I'm going to style for the About Us section. First of all, I'm going with the ID about, and the padding for this would be 40 pixels, and I'm going to have an about class. Yep. And the margin for about class would be 30 pixels from top and bottom, 0 from left and right, and I'm saying that it has to be displayed in a flex. And let me bring it down. Okay. Now I want to go with the about margin, and this display is done. Now I want to have a icon, about icon, and it has a class FAS, and the font size of this icon would be 60 pixels, and I would like my icons should be shown in an orange color, and the margin for margin right would be 20 pixels. Now I am going with the subtitles. So about subtitle, and the text transformation for this, text transform capitalize, and color would be orange, and font size, spellings of the size 25 pixels. And now I want to go with the about info, margin top, margin top would be 10 pixels. I have a bit of space. Okay. Margin top would be 10 pixels, and line height (1.5). I have already declared this in the body section, but and here I want to say dot and about and icon. What I'm writing, icon hover and dot FAS, and I want to have the subtitle class, so I'm saying about subtitle, and again hover effect, and I want to have a slight transition. Okay, and it would be transform 2 seconds ease, and color is also 2 seconds ease. And then I want to go with the transform property, and I want to say translate y minus 10 pixels, and here I'm saying color would be CD 6100, and the cursor for this would be pointer. Let's save it and see if we have done something. Yes. So when I hover over the subtitle, the color is changing, and there is a slight transition effect over the icon and over the subtitle. Now let's make it responsive, and for this let me bring my screen in the middle, and here I'm going to use the media query. So add media screen, and min width, not mind, min width would be 576 pixels, and I'm going to select about class and about center class, actually about center, and within this about center I want to write display flags, and then flags wrap would be wrap, and then I want to say justify content and space between. And now I want to have another class, that is about class, and here I'm saying flags 0, 0. I'm using calc function here, and I'm saying 50% minus 16 pixels. Okay, let me have a semicolon here. Now I have to set it for the bigger screen, so add media screen, and min width would be 972 pixels. And for this I want to not semicolon code block, and within this I would like to go with about class, and I'm saying flags, and here the flags would be 0, 0, and I'm using the calc function here, and I'm saying 33.3% minus 16 pixels. And let's see what happened here, if we have done something good or not. Wow, if I say boom, it's not wrong, so it's working. And let's check it on mobile device how it would work here. So it is a responsive. Until now we have done the responsiveness of the two responsive section of this site. Let's move back to the editor and start coding for our menu section. So let's start creating the menu section, and for that I have to prepare the markup for our menu section and end of menu section. Okay, now I think I should go with I'm going to write the markup of social icons also with the menu section. So let's first of all let's create markup for menu section, and I'm going to have a section element, naming it a class of menu, and the ID would also be menu, and I would like to go with the article and assigning it a class menu image, and I would like to go with another article, assigning it a class menu text, and now I'm going to have a div, assigning it a class menu text center. Within this div actually I would like to go with the heading 1, and I'm saying our menu. Then I would like to go with the paragraph element and p element, and I'm going to have a paragraph of 20 words. So for that, let me bring it here to make it visible for you guys within the screen, and now it's easy to see. And after paragraph I would like to have a button, and I want to go with a link. I'm not going with a button element, I'm going with the anchor a element with the anchor tag, and I'm going to name it explore. Okay, so this is what our menu menu section has been done. Now I would like to prepare the markup for social icons. So for that, let me then to then we will style both of these sections, the social icons and menu section, together in our CSS. Okay, so here I'm going to prepare the markup for the social icons. I'm going to have a section and assigning it ID of social icons. And within this I would like to have some links, of course the empty links. Oh my god, I'm sorry for this noise. Okay, let me have a icon element, and I'm going to use the font awesome icons here. So for that I'm using FAB because I'm using the social icons and they are brands. So with brands we use FAB, Facebook, and I'm going to copy and paste it for several times, for 3 times. Okay, copying it and I'm going to paste it over, and here I'm going to change. Despite this Facebook, I would like to go with Twitter. Okay, and in place of this Facebook I would like to go with Instagram. And then here I would like to go with the Google Plus, and I'm saying Google dash plus. And what I'm going to do here, I want to have another class, so I'm just saying Facebook, class of Facebook, and another Twitter, and again Instagram, because I want to change their color. I don't want them to be in the same color, so I want to have a different color for the exact colors of all these social icons. That's why I'm using their names here. And here I'm just saying plus. Okay, not a Google Plus, just a plus. When I'll use it in CSS, then you will understand what's going on. Let's move on to the CSS and start styling first of all our menu section. And let me delete it. And let me delete this. I was doing something with this, so the code bars remain there, but now I have deleted, so we are going to start it from the beginning in front of you guys. So menu section, end of menu section, end of menu, what I'm writing, menu section, and okay. And now first of all, let's move on to the browser and see that what we had done here. Okay, you guys can see we have our menu already here, but the social icons, we cannot see all the social icons. Later we will see what's going on with the social icons. So first let's start working on our menu section. And here let me use the class of menu image, and here I would like to have a min height, it would be 80 view height, and then background, and in background we want to have an image, and I'm saying images, and the image would be this colorful plate .jpg, and I would like to go with the image should be in the center. It should cover and have a fixed position with no repetition, so fixed and no repeat. Okay, let's save it and move on to the browser. Okay, so we have our image here. Now let's go with the menu text class. Minimum height for this would be 80 view height, and align items center. Background would be orange, and I'm going to have some columns, and these columns would be black, and padding 40 pixels and 0. And let me bring it here in the middle. Let's go with the menu text center class. Width would be 90%, and margin would be 0 from top and bottom or from left and right. And now let's go with the menu text heading. One menu text, and then each one. Just a minute. Okay, menu text, and okay, menu text heading 1. The font size for this, I would like to go with the 40 pixels. Text transform and uppercase. Margin bottom 10 pixels. Now I would like to go with the menu text paragraph, and here the margin would be 20 pixels from top and bottom, 0 from left and right, and the line height 2. Let's save it and let's see what's going on there. Here within our browser, there is the image, here is the background color. Image and background color are here. Paragraph is already set. Now we have to check this, style this button, and for this let's have a class of menu text and a element. Let's select this and display inline block. Text decoration would be none, and text transform, this would be uppercase. Padding would be 13 pixels, 20 pixels, 13 from top and bottom, 20 from left and right. Border radius, it would be 200 pixels, and font weight bold Just a moment, let me bring it here to make it visible. Now let's go with the background, and the background would be RGB, and for this 10, 10 and 10, and the color, here I'm talking about the text color, it would be orange. Cursor, pointer, and then border would be 2 pixels, solid and black. Let's save it. Move on to the browser and let's see. Button is styled. Okay, now we have to, what we have to do next. Let's style the button a little bit, because let's give it a hover effect. And for this, I'm saying menu text, the class of menu text, and link, and hover, and here we go. And here I would like to go with the color orange, and background would be FFF white, and border none. When we hover over it, we don't want to see the border, that black border. So okay, so when we hover, it is working. Now let's start using our media queries, and for this I'm going to have a let me check if I mistook anywhere. Yep, here the cursor is pointer. Okay, add media screen, and again I mistook here. Okay, add media screen and min width. This would be 776 pixels, and I would like to go with the menu class, and it would display flags. Then I want to have menu text class here, and it would be flags, which would be 0, 0, 30%. And then I would like to go with the menu image class, and here I want to have a flags of 0, 0 and 70%. Now I want to have a clip path using for this menu image, so I have to use clip path, and for this I'm going to use polygon, and let's start the numbers 0, 0, 100%, and 0, and then 50%, and then 100%. Excuse me, and then 0, and then 100%. And let's save it, and let's have a menu background orange. Okay, so here let me show you why I'm saying this. First of all, so this white space, I don't want this white space, so to fill this white space I want to go with the menu, and I'm saying background, this would be orange. Let's save it, and here we go. Yes, we have done it. It's working, and the good thing that it is responsive. Let's check it, and it is working nicely. So let's start styling our social icons section. Let me remove this space. First of all, let me check our social icons here. And yeah, I can see on the Facebook and the Google Plus. I want to see if I have done anything wrong in my markup, because I cannot see the Twitter and Instagram. Yep, here it is FA Twitter and FA Instagram. So let's move on, and we can see very tiny social icons here. And for this, now let's style them by using our main CSS. And first of all, I would like to have the comments, and here I should say social icons, and then for sure end of social icons, not this. Okay, and within this space, let's start styling our social icons. And for this, I would like to go with the ID of social icons, and the height for this would be 150 pixels. Background would be white, and text alignment, not text align center, text align center. And then I would like to go with the padding, 50 pixels, 0, then 50 pixels and 0. Now I would like to have another social icons link class. So for this, social icons anchor tag element, and here I should say display. Let me drink a glass of water. Okay, spelling of my display. And then I would like to display it in line block, padding would be 5 pixels and 10 pixels, and then margin 0 and 5 pixels, and then font size would be 40 pixels, border radius 5 pixels. Let me bring it in the middle, and let's have a transition, and for this I would like to have a transform 2 seconds ease, color 2 seconds ease, now I would like to have a social icons hover effect, social icons and the hover effect. And for this I would like to have a transform and translate y minus 20 pixels. For me 20 pixels is too much. You can go with 10, 8, 15. I like 20, that's why I'm going with the 20 pixels. Now the classes I have used here, these classes, this Facebook, Twitter and Instagram and this plus class. Now I'm going to use these classes here, and first of all let me show you that what had happened here in the browser. And here within the browser you guys can see that we have the icons, but all the icons are in the same color. They are in purple color. I wanted them to be in their original colors, so for that I have used that extra classes. If I say extra, it's not wrong. So I'm using that Facebook class and I'm giving it a color, the actual Facebook color, and it is 3B5998. Now I would like to go with the Twitter class, and Twitter class, and the color for this #38A1F3. And then I would like to go with the Instagram class. So Instagram, and here the color for Instagram class is #E1306C. And then I would like to go with the Google Plus class, but I name it the Plus class. So here color would be #DB4839, and let's save it. Move on to the browser, and beautiful. Now we have done with the menu section and the social icons. And what's next? Let's move on to the original project. And here now we have this number section and then this food fusion section. So I'm going to prepare the markup for both of these sections. Okay, so let's move on to the main page, and here, so let's go with the comments first. The comments should be the number section. We can just call it numbers, or and let's say end of numbers. End of numbers, and within these lines let's start writing our code. And okay, so I would like to go with this section and assigning it an ID of numbers. Then I would like to go with the article, I'm assigning it a class of number. ID is numbers and the class is number. And within this article I am going to have a font awesome icon, and for this I'm using FA and cloud meatball. And then I'm going to have a P element, and within this I'm going to write 50. And after this I want to have a heading 3, and I'm saying meat dishes, and the article is finished here. Now we have to copy this article for several times, so let me copy it for 6 times. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's start changing the headings, the numbers, and the icon. So for the second one, I would like to go with the cheese, and here FASFA and cheese, and after icon I would like to change the paragraph. Here I want to have a 35, and the heading 3 for this I'm just writing a cheese variations, or cheese dishes would be better. Okay, so cheese dishes, and then here the next one I would like to go with the pizza slice. The icon would be FASFA and pizza dash slice, and the numbers for this I'm just going to use 25, and for this I'm going to say just pizzas. Let me bring it here and let's change this icon. This would be ice cream, so ice and cream, and then let it be same, the number should be same, and here I'm just saying dessert, so desserts, and that's all. This one is, these two are the extra articles, we don't need them. Let's save it, move on to the browser and see that, not this one, here. Okay, so we have the icons, the titles, the numbers here. Okay, let's style it first, and later we will move on to the next part. And here let me remove these spaces, and let's say numbers section, end of numbers, excuse me, okay, so let's start writing the style code for this. And within these lines I'm going with the class of number, text align, fender, background. I would like to have a linear gradient because my image is very sharp, so that's why I'm going with a linear gradient, and I'm saying RGBA, and for this 0, 0, 0 and 0.3, and another RGBA, and here I just want to go 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0.4, and let me break it, and here I want to have an image, and for that image let me say images, and my image would be background here, so background.jpg, and I want to apply the same properties of image, that it would be in the center, color, cover, fixed, and no repeat. And then I would like to have some padding, and for the padding I should say 60 pixels, top and bottom, and 0 from left and right, and the color for that would be white. Okay, let's save it, move on to the browser, and okay, so we have the color white color, we have the background, and there is something wrong here. Let's check and let's fix it. Okay, so no repeat and position fixed. Let's save. Yep, actually not much difference because of this, but let me check. Let me move on and start coding some other things for this. So we have done with the number class, and now we have to go with the number paragraph p element, and here the font size would be 30 pixels and font weight would be bold, and again I want to go with the number hover effect, and for this I want to have a color, and when I hover over it I would like to have an orange color, and let me bring it here. Now I would like to go with the font awesome icon class, that is FES, and I'm saying font size, this would be 60 pixels here, margin 20 pixels from top and bottom and 0 from left and right. Then I would like to go with some number and heading 3, and then text transform would be uppercase. That's all. Let's move on to the browser and see. Okay, so the icons are a little bigger now and everything is looking nice. So when we hover over it, the color is changing. It is changing into orange. Let's move on and start using some media queries. Media screen and min width would be 576 pixels, and here I would like to go with the number ID, numbers ID, and display would be, I'm using a grid here, grid, and then grid template columns, and it would be 1 fraction and 1 fraction. And then again I would like to have a media screen, and minimum width would be 992 pixels. Actually not this. Okay, 992 pixels, and let's have a numbers ID. Here again I'm using the grid template columns, and here I would like to say 4 grid template columns, and I want to repeat it, repeat 4 and 1 fraction. That's all. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and beautiful, we have done it. Let's check it and if it is responsive or not, and yes, it is responsive. It's looking nice here on mobile device. So let's move on and start creating this card section. Okay, so